All right, let's run through this
Factuals.
lineup so we can talk about how
It's
they
just
robbed
fact. So,
Angela Hill. We can talk about how she got robbed. Let's go.
all right. It's the RoundHouse RoundTable. We in here. I'm in here with B, the lovely B, Queen B. You can get 1,000 names out here. Like
Okay,
let me run
let's
sweet
just
loving,
keep it moving.
all the names.
Please stop.
All the names. All right. Well, we in here. We want to touch on the fight night, Derek Lewis versus Daukaus. And that was a barn burner. So we're gonna get into it. It's the RoundHouse RoundTable. Let's get it.
I swear my glow up in lightning. Hot year, something like lightning. This shit a hit on my psychic. She want me lick, I'm excited. See, I feel that that's my business, and that's why I'm business minded. Need a push, get behind it. It's science, apply it. Worst come to worst, you tried it. Get it bad, get inspired. Shoot your shot, just the effort. I admire. You're hired, ain't looking for friends at this point. My circle is small as a point. Yeah, I'd rather send an invoice than hearing a fake on their voice. It sound like a business report. Don't fuck with the business.
One part of the RoundHouse RoundTable, me, Armani T, and I got my homie, my brother.
It's the ROD. Let's get it, man. Let's talk about it.
Say please. That's one, please. Don't need.
All right. So we're going to get straight into the no cap recap for UFC Vegas 46. Kyle Dawkins versus Derek Lewis. And I know you already got some things on your chest that you want to talk about. You said
she was robbed.
You talking about, okay, let's talk about Angela Hill. Like, and I understand where that comes from. Even like going back and looking like at the numbers, it's like it doesn't make sense. It's like, I don't know.
None of it makes
sense. We're trying to get the storyline going or something. I don't know.
No, but you knew. I knew there was, if it went to a decision, it was gonna be in Amanda's favor, because whenever they was doing the promo, it was just straight Amanda. They showed Angela one time, and that was right before the fight. But every other time it was Amanda's highlight, Amanda's highlights. So I was like, I already know if it goes to this point, and I think she knew that too. Then she's just gonna be cheated again, like she's been getting cheated most of her career. She has the most fights in her weight class. Why is she ranked the way she is?
Take it doesn't any fight. So the fights that they give her, like they just give her fights. So it's just like not trained for. I remember her talking about like it was a few months for the longest amount of time that she known that she was getting a fight. So a bunch of other fights that she's had on and all her other contracts have been short notice fights. Like all these other guys get months to plan, prepare, do fight camps to get ready for one person. Like imagine having 2 weeks and just training and going out there and figuring everything out.
You gotta get
and getting some wins, not getting some wins. So I'm just saying, like, some people's career are cradled and some people are used to go out there, just fight somebody because we need somebody to fill a spot.
Yeah, you think she's that fill a spot?
No, that's the person that they made her. Like that's what they're making her at this point. So it's just like if she want, like it's a tough dilemma. Because like new management would be like one of the possible solutions. Like because they say, because you got Dana White that says like, hey, I wouldn't wait for fights, I wouldn't sit out if I didn't have to. Like some people are not sitting out, but they're not getting short notice fights either.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I hope she can bounce back to something better. But I'm rooting for her though.
It was like, this was the one. I was like, this was the one. I was like, yes, this was one. She got this one. And then like raised her hand. I was like, stop.
Yeah, she was definitely robbed. You could tell when they raised Amanda's hand, she was super surprised. I know there are some fighters who deep down, they know they didn't win that fight, but they're happy to take the W because it comes with a big paycheck. But they know, know you didn't win that fight. And that's one that's gonna have to.
I remember it was one time Kevin Holland was like, nah, I don't know about that. We gotta run that back. Because I think it was Stewart. When he beat Darren Stewart from the UK, And I think they gave him a unanimous decision or something like that. And then he was like, what? And Kevin Holland was like, nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Like, we're gonna have to run that back. Like he think that he was either a draw or he won. So, or Darren Stewart won, but I thought Kevin Holland won. Maybe a split decision, not unanimous. But back to the no cap recap, because we could do that because it's a RoundHouse RoundTable and it's an independent program. We do what we want. And this is we're gonna go next to Dontel Mays. This was a heavyweight bout. This was the big guy with the judo skills that kept getting the takedowns. It's nothing like somebody like having a judo background. Like you have a one up at the first point of a fight every time. Your takedowns are there. Like people can grab you any way they want. You can just move your hands wherever, get those right underhooks, and it's a wrap for them. Like they're on their back. This man got 6 takedowns. Normally in the UFC, you probably get like 1 or 2 takedowns. The Amanda Nunes fight that we was just talking about, that was 1 takedown a piece. And this was around 3 TKO. Pretty much got it at the end. I thought he was playing with his food for a little bit, but I realized that Josh Parson, he's a dog. I went back and looked at his history, and I was like, okay, that makes sense why he was just fighting through that. That was good defense. Dontel Mays, one more fight, and he should be like really looking into the rankings. Like, and that's going to come with the, we was talking about that management aspect.
Yeah, I hope it works out for him.
That's going to get people from, taking the wrong fights. Like not a fight that you're going to lose, but essentially a fight that where you can see that it's an even matchup in the sense of like reach and experience, time on the mat. Like sometimes like some people want to just fight anybody. So like you have these older guys that'll just be like, I'll fight anybody, and they'll give them those super green guys that don't know really what's going on, and they'll get dominated. Those are the kind of guys that I seen, especially speaking of guys like that. That was Jeff Neal was one of those guys from UFC 269 who they just kind of just threw him in there. I'm blushing. All right.
Yeah.
No. So that was one from the prelim. Another fight that stood out to me was the Charles Jourdain, Andre Ewell.
He got his behind kicked. It was just so bad. He was just in survival mode in the last round. It was not looking good for him. He looked like he was not supposed to be there. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. He looked like he didn't belong there. Like he thought this is what he wanted until he got in there. And it was like, nah, yeah, you shouldn't be here right now.
Anytime I see a dude fighting for his life in the first round and the other guy's just kind of like just, he might eat a shot or two, but he's just like taking it. He's staying calm. I know how that fight is going to go. Like, I know exactly how it's going to go. He wore himself out, and he was pretty much gassed second round and on.
He was. Yes, he was. He was just trying not to, I think he was just trying not to get submitted. But it almost happened a couple times, and he was just surviving at that point. Second round, he went into survival mode because he didn't have any other modes. So that's what I go back to saying like about being well-rounded. You got to work on some other stuff, not just that one thing.
Charles Jourdain was 150 total strikes, 59 strikes for Andre Ewell, and 137 significant strikes for Charles Jourdain, and 56 significant strikes for Andre. So he got 1 takedown, but it's just like he really put the work in to like and put hands on him. So to me, it's just like, was he playing with his food, or was he just really trying to put on a show? But to me, it's like he put on a show. He displayed well-roundedness. Charles Jourdain, he showed those things.
A lot of people, when they see a specialty, like for him, it'll be boxing. They want to do stand up the whole time because I want to beat you at your own game. I don't want to take you into my world. I want to beat you in your world. I think that's a different kind of defeat when somebody defeats you in your world versus theirs. And I think that's what he was trying to prove. Oh,
that makes sense. Oh my goodness. Y'all see that? I know y'all see that. She connected that. I'm just hyped.
Phenomenal women out
I'm just
there.
hyped. Okay. Oh, I.
You done?
So,
all right.
So next, see, Just like we can get into Justin Taffa versus Harry Hunsucker.
Yeah,
first
that's
round.
the one I just clicked on. That was first round. Yep.
First round TKO. And that was unexpected because I thought Harry Hunsucker really was he was one of those guys that seemed like a veteran guy. When the veteran guys go up there, I don't know. It's either they're gonna have a great night or they just or they're just gonna get punished to the point where
they just
we're
fall
questioning.
short. I think for this one, Justin had to get the knockout in the first round because I think Harry might have better cardio. So whenever you're going out with somebody and you think their cardio might be better than yours, you got to get them out of there quick. Otherwise, you're just going to get out cardio, like what happens in a lot of fights when they can't be finished. And then he would have got submitted probably or TKO'd in the third round, but it didn't go that way. He got in, he got out, he knew what he had to do.
5 total strikes. We're going to leave that right there.
Yeah. That's self-explanatory.
Badman. That's his name. That's his name.
I'm sure you don't pronounce it like that, though.
That's his name. I pronounced it how they say it. Badman. But
you switched it.
No,
the first time you didn't do that.
I pronounced it how it's read and how it says in the.
You put a little accent on there, like you tend to do.
What you mean?
Yeah, you know what you did.
Badman.
No, now say it how you said it the first time.
That's how I say it. We about to talk about Gerald Meerschaert real quick. Dustin Sofus was winning the whole fight. Meerschaert just came in with the submission. Hey,
you got to know how to defend those, because if you don't, it's just gonna be an easy win for people. I think that if you don't want to learn jiu-jitsu, please learn how to get out of simple like chokes or something, defend a takedown, because it's going to save you in the future.
Yes. That's almost like putting your hands up in boxing. That's it. That's the same thing. Essentially, like the defenses that you have is the difference from you staying in a fight for a long period of time or a short period of time. And whether it's your decision or not. Because there's people that have like really good defense, but not really good submissions. And those people stay alive, you know, like Izzy and Kevin Holland was staying alive.
When he fought Bronson, he was staying alive because he was getting out wrestled. He had this man on the ground. Like Bronson looked phenomenal in that match. And then Bronson got back in the gym, which was great because he needed to do that. Kevin Holland should have did the same thing. Because when Kevin Holland fought next after that, and I know it ended in a no contest, but Kevin Holland, you wanted to go win that fight. You didn't show up with your best that day. It was not going to end well for you, and it didn't. Luckily, it came back as a no contest. But that's because y'all banged each other's heads. So
got out of that
in the gym.
Got out of that one.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about Cub Swanson? Cub Swanson, like he looked different when he faced Chikadze. He looked different.
To win.
That is exactly that. That's the point. The point for this one is Darren Elkins and Cub Swanson. Darren Elkins needed this one, you know, to continue, you know, doing his thing because I think he had 1 or 2 wins prior to that. Cub Swanson absolutely needed this one, and it wasn't. And Cub Swanson came in there with a whole different mentality, as if like he won before he even threw a punch.
He very much did.
So it was first round TKO.
You wanna Cub Swanson. He had to win because he had his whole family there. He had all 3 of his kids and his wife sitting in the front row. Cub Swanson, if you don't win, you gotta hear that from your kids and your wife. Not saying that'll be a great thing, but you don't want to lose in front of your entire family. Like he had extra pressure, and I think he utilized it to his advantage because he did win, and it was in the first round. He looked like he could have walked off and went into another fight the next week.
I think it was just who he was fighting, because he could have came in that same. He didn't have that same energy when he fought Chikadze, and I don't remember them talking about his family being there, and he didn't go out the way. Nah, and that was a different situation.
Either way, it don't even matter. Either way, we're not talking about that fight.
That's
we
why
talking
I like.
about this fight.
I don't be putting too much stock into that because like it's gonna be times where people bring their family and you know what I'm saying, and it might not go your way, but at the same time, it's like don't like put in stock and all that pressure on your family. Like I feel like that adds so much.
It sucks because if you lose,
it
sucks. It sucks that much worse. But he didn't. He won.
Yep, got the W.
In the first round, he got the dub. And hey,
he was relentless.
He was relentless that night. So it don't matter in the past. We talking about this one. He won that one versus the damage. So and he looked, I don't know, he looked like he just looked surprised all the time.
Next, we're gonna get into Diego Fiera. I like to leave it off with notes like that sometimes. Versus Gamrot. This one was a second round TKO. Gamrot was super dominant in this fight, even to the point of screaming. To get past everything, I think he called out a top 5. I can't recall it, but he called out. He wants somebody high up in the rankings, which was a great call out. You know, he's lightweight. You know, there's a lot of guys that's in there that's hungry. Hey,
is this the guy who won from the knee to the thigh? No, knee to the stomach to the side. I think this is him. He won. He ended up taking his back and gave this nasty knee to the side.
Oh,
and that's when he was on it.
And the referee stopped,
but he didn't know what happened. So he hit him one more time. When I saw that knee, I was like, that looks terrible. It looks awful. It looks
like he's feeling it right now still.
He's still feeling it right now. And he said he worked on those knees, and I'm sure he did because that is a very vulnerable part of the body. And so for him to he cranked that thing all the way back and put some power into it. If you go watch that replay, he cranked it and it got him the win. But if he hadn't, it was looking real rough for him.
Either way, he was showing like pure dominance throughout the whole thing. So it was almost like knew how it was going to go. You just was waiting for the time for it to happen. Yeah. I think for me, like I feel like Gamrot is one of those guys that's like unexpectedly still he hasn't leveled out to his competition level. So it seems like a lot of guys that he's facing, he's just like running over him. So just give him some better food to eat. That's what they need to do. That's the only thing that they got to do. Like
let's talk about the Mullets real quick.
Limos,
before we get to Amanda and Angela, let's talk about the Mullets because he won. He represent for the Mullet gang that night. I don't know nobody who just willingly asking for mullets, but they keep appearing and they're coming more and more famous. And I just think it's just an accident that happened that you just got to own. You end up owning it. You go too low on the size and then you just got to own it at that point. And then you just keep going and that becomes your identity. It's like the mullet absorbs you as a person and that's your identity now. I think that's kind of the thing with Ricky, because now it's just him. Ricky is the mullet guy. He needs to change his name needs to be the Mullet, Ricky the Mullet Simon.
Yeah, I think it's been a few mullets. Yeah, popping up. Like I ain't really think about that.
Yeah. Yep.
Really becoming a thing.
Again. Why are y'all doing this?
Because like it's just, you know, like it looks cool. It's a cool looking hairstyle. A mullet, like when they get it right, when they get the fade, the sides faded and the back like swooped out real cool and the front is cool, like they can make it look cool. I've seen some cool looking mullets. You got to do it right. It's one of them things
you gotta have the right head for it too.
You gotta have the right. That's with everything.
Ricky, I think that mullet suits him in a sense. I can't really imagine him with anything else. He got the strong face, the strong head.
The beard got to go with a mullet.
The hair is luscious and thick, but it's like, Ricky, I don't know if you could pull off anything else. I don't know if you could be good with anything else.
I mean, he pulled off that W. He pulled off that round two
W
TKO with the via punches. Like you already know that means they had to ref had to pull him up off of him.
Yeah, he got them heavy hands. No doubt about that.
Speaking of heavy hands, Bilal Muhammad versus Stephen Thompson. We were talking about like being heavy the whole time. He stayed and laid on Stephen Thompson.
He was dominant the whole time. I did not think Wonder Boy, Pretty Boy stood a chance against this man at all. I don't know how he made it to number 5, but hey, that ranking has changed. And Bilal is a heavy hitter, and he showed it, and he stayed heavy on him. He had this man tired. He was exhausted at the end. It's just... Y'all got to learn some ground game. Y'all got to be, even if it's a little bit, defense a little bit, but that's what be killing a lot of fighters, I think. Who was that one dude? He was a jiu-jitsu brown belt, I think. And every time he grabbed this man's waist, he just dropped to the ground. And he just stayed on the ground the entire time. And I think sometimes that's what you have to do to win the match. I got to take you into my world to win this match. And them standing up, he wasn't even making a difference standing up. So I think he was just trying to conserve energy at this point. It's just to lay on him. Let me just try to finish you if I can, but you're not going to win.
I didn't see it as anything. I saw it as like Bilal Muhammad was bullying Stephen Thompson on Twitter or something. It's bully. But that makes sense. Like, cause we be having a little banter a little bit back and forth on Twitter with Bilal Muhammad, but at the same time, like, he's really starting to show what he can do, and that's what we've been looking for. Like, when we saw, like, I didn't give him any credit with that Leon fight because it wasn't any really credit to give besides like a few punches and an eye poke, and then Leon still was looking super dominant in that aspect. But in this fight, Stephen Thompson, he took him into his world straight up. He said, "You're a karate guy? Okay, I'll take you down." And the wild thing about it was Stephen Thompson was the favorite.
He was, and he's gonna continue to be the favorite. I don't think that's gonna change. They're gonna continue to hype him up. They're gonna continue to do all of that. But guess what? He's not gonna do? Get back in the top 5. Tell you that much. He ain't coming back to the top
and the thing
5.
that got him in the top 5 was it was a while before everybody can kind of somewhat figure out that karate style. And by that time, he was knocking dudes out. So he got up in the ranking specifically that way. And like Bilal Muhammad, like, we still waiting to see that star power type vibe. We're still not seeing it. You're trying to force it. We're still not seeing it. Just wanted to throw that out there. It's just like the wins will help, but like the fashion that you choosing to win, maybe this was the one you needed to get to prove yourself, but the next one, you're gonna have to make it make sense in the sense of like, are you that guy? Because like just getting wins like this is not going to save you when you start wrestling those elite wrestlers. Like, so I would want to see you versus Kobe Covington, like, just to make it make sense. I would say Gilbert Burns, but nah, like Kobe Covington, like, because I feel like he's I feel like Bilal Muhammad is talented. You know, those guys that try to force the star power is just like no. Just stop. You being cringy. Like, stop. You put those weird shades on. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. I don't know what we're doing here. Either way, great performance. Got the W. Call out who you want to call out. Big dog shit. Like, you laid on Stephen Thompson long enough. You straight bullied him around. Speaking of bully, somebody hit the police this last weekend. Derek Lewis. I said somebody hit the police this past weekend, and it was legal. Shout out to Derek Lewis with the round 1 knockout versus Chris Dawkins.
So Derek Lewis is the man, and I don't blame him about those. Hey, if it ain't a 3-round fight, I don't want no parts of it. I hear that. I feel that 100%, especially if the money is no difference and you're gonna get the same outcome. Why need to go 5 rounds? Why?
Exactly.
I like his thought. He's like, hey, if it's 5 rounds, don't call me. I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. And he's still winning in fashion. So,
and I'm mad y'all slept on Derek Lewis again. Like, y'all saw the Cyril Gahn fight and thought he was done that quick. So y'all gonna give Chris Dawkins the favorite, 150 favorite. Come on. So this is what I noticed that a lot of commentators and a lot of interviewers and people in media do with Derek Lewis. You try to portray him like, saying this man is, he's just super strong. He's a force. He is a freak of nature. He's all of these things, except for skilled, talented, intelligent, knowledgeable in the sport. Like she had to walk out because she know that's so real. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is just like put some respect on Derek Lewis' name. Like how many more, this is the knockout king we talking about.
The one who has done it legally. Let's not forget that part.
No,
No
that's what I'm saying.
steroids, all healthy.
If it was the one, if it was the clean rankings, he would have been won that one. But now he's saying like legally and illegally, like the people who knocked out people hopped up off the shit. You know what I'm saying? Still, he knocked out more people than them. And that's a true accolade. You don't just knock out people by just landing a lucky punch all those times. And guys knowing what you're coming there to do.
Yep.
That takes skill. That takes setup. Like I remember there was one time Derek Lewis, somebody ran at Derek Lewis. He grabbed his stomach like he was hurt and knocked the dude out. Mike, what? That's something kids do. That's what you learn that. Like that is experience. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't
Derek
just say
Lewis
this man
has a lot of experience. He is the Black Beast for a reason. Exactly. I don't like his signature move at the end, but it's been working for him. I just can't get past the whole licking his tongue. It's just like why? I get it.
Me the Black Beast.
I guess the Black licking beast, or you just trying to be ferocious.
If it's a beast that come out the cage, come out of cage
trying to lick me,
that's like this and start licking. You like, what the hell?
I'd be more confused than threatened. Wow. So I don't know. But hey, Derek Lewis, you the man. That's what's up. Hey, don't take no more 5-round fights. You know your worth, King. Keep it up.
Yep. That's real rap. So we got into the no cap recap for UFC Vegas 45. That's like I've been saying the whole time. Derek Lewis versus Chris Daukaus, like I've been saying the whole time. And let's be nosy and let's see what's coming up next. They got Ngannou versus Gane. That's the one. Honda Center, California, January 22nd. My son's birthday.
Yep.
Shout out Young B.
Watching the fights. Yep. Shout out Young B. We're gonna be watching the fights on your birthday.
We've been trying to work his birthday in during the day, so
because we got jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai that same day. We got a whole day prior planned. It's already full. Now with birthday stuff, but we gotta squeeze it in there where we can.
Yep. You still make it happen.
But I'm a little concerned about that fight. I'm gonna be honest. In a sense.
That's why it's so good.
I know, but I think that belt's gonna get passed. I don't think he's gonna be able to keep his belt. I'm gonna be honest about that. I don't think he's gonna be able to keep the belt.
So would you not be mad at seeing like a Cyril Gane heavyweight champion?
I wouldn't be mad.
I would like that.
I wouldn't be mad.
I'm saying
if
like
it stays, I wouldn't be mad. If it leaves with him, I wouldn't be mad.
Like, yeah, once like somebody, they just need to figure that out.
Yeah, and
them two just need to figure that out. That's between them at this point.
Yeah, yep. I don't know. I really hope Francis Ngannou is in the gym. I really do, because the other guy is. You know what I'm saying? He know what he want. He in the gym, and even though like Francis ain't even talking to this man, even though they used to be in the same gym, walking straight past, and I think
you think that's a little insecurity or something.
It could be, but it could be because there is no bad blood between them, but it's just like the competitor aspect. I get it, but if you gotta cut ties with somebody, they might already be in your head a little bit, and then that little piece right there gets me a little worried. Yep. So, but I don't think that belt's gonna stay with him. And if it do, I wouldn't be mad. But he need to make sure he in the gym working on his craft.
Yeah, because there's somebody on your heels.
Somebody's right up on you. They're gonna be right up on you. And it's going to continue to be that way. So I really hope he is taking advantage of the time that he has and just staying in the gym, not like Aljamain, who just show up to shows and not get in the ring. We're not going to keep talking. Like, no, because this man gets on my nerves. The next time you walk in to the Apex or any arena, you should be in that ring, Aljamain.
Oh, my God.
I'm not even trying to be funny. Because we know how you got your belt. We don't know if you can keep your belt. So you need to be at work You need to be at work. I need to throw that in there because every time I see this motherfucker on the side with his fucking fro.
But he gotta show face. He gotta show face.
I get that, Armani. I get that. But the last time he showed face in the ring, he got his belt and he was getting fucking kneed in the face. Okay, the next time you get in the ring and you don't win, everybody gonna know that you didn't deserve to be there in the first place. Which is what I still think.
He's working. That's why I think he's
I would hope he's working because if he got to fight Peter Yan again, Peter going back with that belt.
Peter Yan is looking like a nasty fucking monster right now.
He is looking very nasty.
Like that is.
I don't even like Peter Yan, but Peter Yan gonna beat his ass. And that's just what it is. If he's not in the gym working, because Aljamain, let's be honest, if y'all ain't talking about this fight, Aljamain, you were not looking good in that fight. You didn't look like a world-class wrestler in that fight. You didn't look like you even knew what boxing was, to be completely honest.
See, in that last one, I can't fault him on the last. I can, but I can't because one, like his nerves were through the roof. You can tell, like when you start throwing kicks that you normally do all the time, and you're sweeping yourself off your feet every time you throw a kick, your nerves are through the roof. Him throwing punches and falling, those things like that means their nerves are through the roof. Peter Yan has been there before.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what goes into being a champion. We talked about that mentality. You got an opportunity
to learn that and still get the belt in the same time.
Yeah, but if he's not taking advantage of that time to work on that mentality, then he's gonna be right back in the same boat of overthrowing kicks, falling on his face, and people are gonna capitalize on that.
So you're saying it's gonna take more than just physical training. It's gonna take some sitting down with somebody and really getting that championship mindset together and
being confident in himself. I don't think he was confident in himself that night either, and I think that plays a huge part because when you walk out and you're not confident, it shows. That's why whenever me and you talk about who do you have, we wait until the walkout to see because that confidence, you can't fake confidence. You really can't. So, and I think that's what goes into being a championship player. It goes into, you need to have all of that. That goes back to being well-rounded with your mental, your physical, all that needs to be in a line with each other. You can't just have one and think you're just going to just overuse it. That's not it. If he was nervous, he need to figure out what that nervousness was and channel that.
Absolutely.
So, but
that makes sense.
Yeah, you need to. I'm not seeing his name pop up on any cards. They rolling them out too, and I'm not seeing his name pop up nowhere. So it's just it's not giving me a good feeling as a fan. Like, I'm rooting for you. Please don't get me wrong, but you gotta show up.
Absolutely, that's the moral of the story today. You gotta show up.
You gotta show up.
Real rap. That's been another episode, my love. I appreciate you stopping by and coming through. I
appreciate you. Thank
and
you.
You already know that is this round table is welcome to you anytime that you want to pop in, you want to be on here. You know, you already know, just say the word. You're more than welcome. I love having you here today for this first time. Us doing, any type of podcast, anything like this is dope. I like it. That's been the show. Y'all got to see, more of my fam because my son had passed through. Or see, she about to get weird now. She about to get weird. Let me have shut the show down. See, she was being cool the whole time. I was like, all right, yeah, what? Cool. I was like, let the weirdness
I had to
come
do my
out.
move. Yeah. Had to.
Hey, so RoundHouse RoundTable. Hey, we're gonna get out of here. Hey, just know, follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Tune in with us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, anywhere you can listen to a podcast. We are there. And make sure that you drop comments, subscribe to the YouTube, and we're gonna see you there. Hey, tune in with us next week. It's the RoundHouse RoundTable, and we out of here. See, now you get weird again. See what you get weird again for?
That's why I use the heat as a sword. Cause keep the peace is important. They go keys for you. Say please. That's one, please. Don't need no one. That's two, please. Don't leave. That's 3, 4. If you do